Alright. Let's see. Recording now. Alright, hey everyone, back to Katawa Shoujo. First two parts have been uploaded, and I also uploaded what I plan to do, um, in terms of a schedule. So, once I gotta check how many frames I'm working with. Enough. Okay. So where we left off, let's see. We left off right here. Okay, um yeah, again, sorry for cutting part 2 so abruptly, but I realized how much time I actually spent, recording, so yeah. Not going to worry about that. But let's continue from where we left off. I don't even know if I read this already, but I'm going to read it again. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity. I fucking suck at reading, goddamn. Unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. This is a signal for like a chapter change, I think. Or it's just, intermission. And it's fucking daytime. Quickest fucking sleep ever. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. I? This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. Get ready to fucking get drugged up today, man. Yeah, nah. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating it until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. Yeah, I always felt like that too, man. I feel you. Do you feel me? Nah. That's an inside joke. Don't pay any attention to that. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. Feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. Think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, no fucking joke about that, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here? Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Transition. Classroom. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Don't understand your sign language, lady. It's like I don't even know how to explain that face. It's just it looks agitated and mad at the same time, but she's not actually agitated. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfectly and evenly flat. OCD? Nah. I don't think that's it. I think she just is bored as fuck. I would be. Ahaha. See, like, that's the only laugh of hers I can do without feeling stupid about doing it. Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. It's a good That's a good question, He-chan. My first thought is that she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. It would suck severely. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. I've noticed. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. Oh, apology. Ugh. Just ate dinner. So you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. Fingers crossed. What is the festival about? Misha freezes. Laughter. I don't know, Heejane. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so. She starts signing it desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. No comment. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud, bitch. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival with inevitability change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Laughter. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. We are in the middle of class. We should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right, He-chan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? Shh, fuck. Did not mean to skip that. It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out the corner of my eye, I see a girl with long, dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It's like, you just see her like, like crouching down and shit, doing like a crab walk towards the door with her back to the wall and her arms stretched out, just like sliding towards the door, just. Doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. It's like he's just like, where the fuck? What the Not even gonna question it. Why doesn't he say anything? Because he doesn't need to. Hichan, something wrong? Nah. Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking at after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? Thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. You want to have lunch together then? Sure, why not? Yay. Weird ass laughter. Okay, Hichan, perfect. Probably read that in the wrong fucking tone, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm trying my best here. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only barely managed to finish all of our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible! Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying that at any given time. See, she's like the fucking god of multitasking. She's like, oh shit. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who am I supposed to be looking at. Talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No. She's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. Never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. Truly an alluring gaze. Excuse me? Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. Laughter. Alright, I'm gonna stop saying laughter every time she fucking laughs, because that's probably gonna get fucking annoying. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Not even gonna attempt to fucking imitate that. Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Jesus, just like slide into the fucking frame, why don't you? Where do you want to eat? Cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms, it should be written, but okay, or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right. Right, Shichan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right? Shichan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan. It's a really popular club. Ah, okay, but more to the point. Hichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Now that you mention it, no. Good, great. That's great, Hichan. Really great. Laughter, laughter, laughter. There, I had to do it one more time. Why is it so great? No reason. I hate it when people say that. It's just like, of course, apparently there's a fucking reason. You wouldn't ask me if there wasn't a fucking reason. Hold on. My brain hurts. Okay, we're good. Well, Hitchan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council. Fuck you. I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic, setup. Though, just tell me that. Pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. I would be fucking like I would be a little irritated if I had to have an interpreter say everything that I said for me in like a different language or even sign language. Right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. No. Or better yet, why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to. So you're admitting that... No, we admit nothing. I mean, Jane, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Guess that's true. Yup, it's true, Hichan. Besides, you don't want to spend time with don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan? Can't tell if she's being genuine, or if this is just a really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan. No! What? No! Aw, see, Shichan, of course he wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shichan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here! Actually, I don't think I've ever had a bet involve me. I'm sad now. I want somebody to bet on me. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. Absolutely not. Oh, why not? Well, because you two have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Makes me sad too. Sorry. It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Amisha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? I like paper football. It's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. It's actually pretty entertaining if you guys have ever played paper football. Hold on 1 second. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, H-Chan. Nah, the ultimate form of competition between two people is fucking body shots. Let's go. It is also played by elementary and middle school children, Shi-Chan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How do you know, He-chan? Well, it's obvious, you know. If you're naming the games, then obviously you're good at anything you name. Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council actually does here. I've never been one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I'm also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so I also kind of like Shizune and Misha. I messed that sentence up because I'm fucking terrible at reading, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? That game fucking takes forever. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. I release Shichan. We can just play for fun, Hichan. Shichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. It's just like, do you have to repeat the same word? I guess it's just, she's happy-go-lucky, and that's probably how she would probably act. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, He-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Hey, I saw you. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, He-chan? That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? Oh god, it just sounds like they have ulterior motives. I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Dude, if they did that, just like lay there and be like, no, don't do it, no. I won't tell you anything now. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly? That's not true, Ichan. Shichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. It's just like that evil laughter. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side, as well extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least have put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. We early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. I have to check something. Um, Pause this real quick. I will be back momentarily. I have to check something. Okay, whatever. Just had to check my recording, and then I accidentally opened up Cam Studio, another one. Okay, let's get back into this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. She-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. She-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join student council. Thought this was war. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. Anyway, no. Just no. Fuck you. Shizune admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seemed to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more oh, fuck, I can't pronounce this word. Hold on a second. Okay. I would expect the student council. Oh, fuck. Where's my mic? Where is it? There it is. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper, then writes it for Shizune, who in turn signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Like that. Nah. Apology. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Oh, wait. Please slow down, Shi-chan. Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Ah, okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. Okay. She says you have no choice if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Okay, so here's the second choices that you can make. There's she has a point, attack aggressively, or it's a trap, it's smarter to play defensively here. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Well, fuck. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Hichan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean Shichan, not me. Look, I like how she looks so fucking confused. It's just like, Dory? Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus. You can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hichan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. Ambition! I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched it to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hichan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hichan. Well, fuck you! Damn. What's it to her if I play too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Ah! Don't do that. Wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. What's this? Reverse psychology? Guess I don't have to worry about joining it or not in that case. Giving up just like that? Expected more of you. Seriously, Shizune is trying to taunt me into joining the student council. Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, and these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the student council, but I want to take a look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, Hichan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm just not sure that I want to. Aw. Okay, Hichan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. Come on, we could really have fun. Not gonna even... No. Bad mind. We could play more risk and maybe one day you could beat me, unless we graduate before that. It doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. Surely you are not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game that you know well that you know then to give you a handicap. I might have... That's the wrong word to use. Handicapped. Disabled school. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Hold up 1 second. I need a drink. My fucking throat is so dry. Ugh. Much better. Seriously, man. Coca-Cola. Tastes good. Ugh. Okay. Aw, that's cold, Hichan. Damn right it's cold. I'm a cold motherfucker. Nah, not really. I'm actually not that cold. I can be cold when I want to be, though. So don't tempt me. Anybody who sees this, do not fucking tempt me. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize that I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Dude, Risk is such a fucking long game. You'll be lucky if you can end it in like 2 hours. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the fucking wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Ishii-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you, Vash, for making the most bootleg fucking, like, farewell ever. Just, bye-bye. One flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. Second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Fuck. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Or plethora. I don't know how to pronounce that word. There's a lot of big words in this fucking story. Well, not big words, but like very intellectual words that I have not taken the time to try and learn. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. Excuse me, goddamn. I should probably pause it when I know I'm gonna do that. But then again, fuck it. I'll decide that as I'm making the next video. Whenever I decide to stop this one, if I stop droning on, is it getting annoying yet? I'm joking. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello from my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, white light. Another main character. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. Situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there, may I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I'm just kinda lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. Un momento. Need to check something. Fuck. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop this part here so that I don't go overtime with the fucking recording. So save. And I will start with the next video after I stop this one. See you guys in part 4.